Join the savage tribe. New takes weekly, unfiltered and raw. Isaac's voice, the memer's law.
The golden age of America begins right now.
Let's go. All righty, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. We're on 17 of the Golden Age podcast. We're going to get right into it. Before we check in the chat with the chat, let's check in with our panelists for the first time on the show. Tomby, how are you doing, brother? Thanks for being here.
I'm living a dream. It's early hours in the UK. I've had a power nap. I've had an old man's wee, so I'm pretty set for the whole of the show. So thank you very much indeed for the invite. It's been looking forward to this one. I've been looking forward to this one.
Absolutely. Me too. So it's awesome to have you, man. And Corn Boy, how you doing? Good to see you.
Man, it was a great weekend, holiday weekend. Lots of fireworks were shot, lots of dogs and burgers eaten, and
heck yeah,
it's going to be a great week. Let's go.
Heck yeah. Jeff, thanks for being here again, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Doing great. Looking forward to this as always. It's always a pleasure being on here, so thank you. Let's do it.
Absolutely. And we're going to be talking about something Jeff had posted. But before we get into that, I want to check in with the chat as always. And for the first time, we're on YouTube, X, and Kick. So we're multi-streaming, giving a free trial out this week. So seeing how it goes, guys, let us know. We're on Kick and X if you want to check that out too. So checking in with the chat panel, or chat. Hook, how you doing, brother? We got Erwin Sentient Potato. We have Just JK as always. We got Tomby. Good to see you in chat too. We got Jake Martin, the legend, the goated mod, and who else? We've got a packed chat. So
Weasel.
Good to see you guys. Weasel. Okay. Weasel, everybody's favorite furry. Good to see you, brother. We got 22 people in chat cross platforms. Getting into it, we always start with a few funnier, lighthearted things. Start up the show because we do go over some more serious subjects. But Jeff, I want to post something. We're not usually in the habit of doxing, but we did find. Couldn't cover up the license plate. Jeff, we found your car on Twitter, and I hate to show it. I hate to show it, but as you can see here, gay furry pride with the American flag and appropriately the Israeli flag and gay flag. So and Team Trump. So I don't know, but just had to show that, Jeff. I don't know what you're doing up there.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there is.
I just like
There's a load of mass contradictions on that trunk just alone. There's the fact that the UK flag's on there as well. It's like, holy shit.
I hope they're on their meds while out in public. That's all I can say.
And they're driving up public roadways. Yeah, but no, really, Jeff, we saw you had a little post here. It was a reply to the Fantastic Four poster talking about the Twin Towers. And here you said, want to explain this, Jeff? It's your post. So you replied.
Well, just 9/11 was an inside job. Didn't think nothing of it.
Yeah. And as you can see here, how many views that get? Almost 115,000?
It blew up.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. And factual, too. Speaking facts.
I sent it to you and I sent it to Nerd Slap. I said, what have I done?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
No, it's good to see. It's good to see when everybody hooks into it, and it's just like, holy shit, how many people are liking it? I had something similar happen to a Jeremy Clarkson post, and there was something going on at the time in the UK. I can't remember what it was, and I think it was for the mayor or some shit. And everyone was like, "Who can we ask to be the next London mayor?" And I just posted a flag with Jeremy Clarkson's face on it. Next thing you know, it's like 100,000 odd views. Everyone's going nuts over it. It's like bonkers.
That's awesome. That's all. Hey, you know what? I like Jeremy Clarkson. I would vote for him if I could. So
absolutely, right. Blue collar man.
We got Just JK, my first chatter ever on Kick. So good to see you. We're breaking in Kick a little bit, and Alex, good to see you too. But we have Corn Boy. You sent me this. I found it on Twitter, so I figured we would share it. It's a funny little clip of, we'll let it explain itself. It's 55 seconds. It's about racism, the topic of racism. And it's this Indian lady talking about being Indian.
Even someone as white passing as me has received Indian racism online.
Okay, Indian
Kumar.
racism.
If her parents didn't immigrate here, she'd be sleeping in cow shit with no rights. The irony. Hi, Mom.
True.
I got
Calls her mom.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
I got a racist comment. You want to hear it?
What is it?
If her parents did not immigrate here, she would be sleeping in cow shit with no rights. The irony.
You will be sleeping in what?
In cow shit with no rights. The irony.
Oh, okay.
Is that true?
Yes.
How
Yeah.
what does that mean?
She's like,
They're
what does that
saying
mean?
if I was still in India with you, we would be sleeping with cows in shit. But you didn't have
Next.
cows in your house, right?
We did have cows in
We did have cows in our house. So big deal.
Big deal.
I have to go.
That is fucking amazing. I need to get the link to that because I need to use that on the chinwag this week.
That's awesome.
Because that is
We
fucking
will-
amazing.
We will send that to you after the stream for sure. 'cause that
legend.
was perfect. Absolutely perfect. And yeah, I just that was hilarious. So yeah, just JK's right. Where's the lie? You know. So yeah. So that was pretty funny. And we just had Independence Day over here in the United States. And I just had to share this. This was pretty epic. The drone shows are popping off. And look at this. We have drones lined up in the shape of what appears to be a 1911 pistol. Look
Yep.
at this.
With an extended mag, or are they loading it?
No, it's a regular mag.
It's regular.
So it's inserting a magazine
Whoa.
and then operates the slide. And as you can see here, chambers around.
But does the barrel point up? Oh.
True. Maybe a little bit. The hammer cocks back, and look at that. That's pretty cool. So
That's insane.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, to look at fucking even the round coming out. To look at
Wow.
this. Can you and then the casing spins out the back. Holy fuck.
I know.
Can you imagine this like 10 years ago and saying,
Mind
yeah,
blowing.
we're gonna have
I
drones.
couldn't imagine it.
Oh, it's
you know,
insane.
we're talking about UFOs and stuff. Imagine putting that above an Aboriginal tribe somewhere, that Dutch tribe, and you
Or
do it in
above
the
a
shape of
city.
like a human face or something, and it just starts whatever.
Mate, you could troll seriously with that.
Well, that's kind of
criminally.
what Project Bluebeam is.
Mm.
A little bit, yeah. And
Yeah, and they
man,
have a-
you're going to see that stuff get weaponized further. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And one more funny thing. President Trump this week was talking about the Prime Minister of Japan, and it slipped his mind, his name. So he just, it just blew up, but he referred to him as Mr. Japan. I see no issue with that. I
No,
see
no.
issue.
With his best friend Abe gone,
Yes.
Japanese people don't matter to him anymore.
Exactly. When R.I.P. Shinzo, we love you. But yeah, ever since he's gone, nobody's replaced good old Shinzo. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, that blew up, and people were freaking out like, "Oh, he's racist." It's like, no, he can't pronounce or remember. Every
I mean, if
single
somebody
Prime Minister's
referred to
name.
me as Mr. America, I'd be pretty happy with it.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
I'd be proud. He should be proud. So I
Just
don't know.
not the
Not a
modern
big
day
deal.
Captain America, though.
No,
Exactly.
And,
No, Mr. Please.
the real Captain America, Steve Rogers. So
Yes.
Tomby, this is perfect. This is from your neck of the woods over in the
Holy
UK.
shit.
Yeah, I know, and I think this is something positive. This is going
Really?
a gentleman, but yeah, by the
It's
name
so
of
positive about the UK. Holy crap.
a gentleman by the name of Rupert Lowe.
Yeah.
I'm recently acquainted with him here on X. I just recently saw him, and apparently, I believe he's running for prime minister.
Yeah.
Or he's running for office in the UK. I'm not an expert on UK politics, but he put out the statement on July 4th of all days. And let's see
Yeah.
what his statement was. I'd like to get your reaction to this. So 23-second clip.
A mass deportation of every last illegal migrant is a must.
I agree.
No ifs or buts. A complete clear out. More raids, more staff, larger detention facilities, and fuel up the planes. This shouldn't be up for negotiation. It can be done, and it will be done.
So Tomby, what's your opinion right off the bat of that gentleman? right there?
It can be done. It should be done. It will be done. I've got a lot of time for Rupert Lowe actually because he's towing the line there. A lot of the Brits, let's say the patriotic, the country-loving Brits have long been championing for is someone to basically take it forward and start acting against the illegal migrant issues that we're having in the UK, deporting any of the legal migrants as well as the illegal ones, but the legal migrants that clearly don't want to acclimatize to the UK. They don't want to speak our language. They want to enforce their own laws, Sharia law in the UK. Get the fuck out of the country.
Absolutely.
Rupert Lowe is the guy who's pushing this forward, and especially since Reform the Reform Party in the UK have slowly been chipping away at both Conservatives and Labour. Labour are struggling. Labour are in power at the minute. They are the Democrats of the UK. They're a bunch of wet lettuces. They would sell your granny to provide a house over the roof for 15 migrants, illegal migrants at that. We are third-class citizens now, which you can understand why someone like me, ex-armed forces, has had enough of the UK, and I'm looking to leave it because it's no longer the country of my birth. But Rupert Lowe is actively challenging the norm, and he's pushing for it. So fair play to him, hats off, and we should see a sizable change in the next election, unless some serious illegal shenanigans goes on.
Yes, well, we've experienced something of the sort in our country as well, a few years back, and I think that's very well said, Rupert. Best wishes to him in this election, because just from this one clip alone, and I scrolled through his X page a little bit, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed.
And with the parliamentary system that they have there, it makes it possible. Unlike here with our two-party system, it's not really possible because one party that promises the world for nothing will always get their votes, and you're just splitting the opposition here.
Yeah, right? 100%. And it's obtaining those votes by pure deception. You're only being told what you want to hear. It sounds good, but ultimately, when it comes to the day of the races, they pull the rug from underneath your feet and gift everything across to people who shouldn't be receiving.
Yeah, that's the problem, and it's these incentives. If that well keeps going, they're going to keep coming. You cut the well, you cut off the drip of free, then it won't be showing up. So,
and this is one of the biggest problems that we got in the UK, because the welfare system in the UK is very, very attractive, but it's being corrupted by the powers that be, and people from different countries, especially Middle East, are just looking at the UK as a soft haven, coming across to the UK because they know full well as soon as they land on British shores, the taxpayer looks after them. They get their mobile phone, they get their money, they get a roof over the top of their head. I mean, some of these motherfuckers, excuse my language, some of these motherfuckers have got newer cars than most of the Brits on the freaking road. They've got better housing,
multiple wives with multiple families.
There's a town.
Children.
There's a town not far from where I live, and it's a small village of no more than 700 people. They're about to put over 1,000 migrants in the same area. So you are literally outnumbering the locals by dropping a load of illegal migrants there. And these fucking dirty bastards are walking up and down. You'll find clips of this on YouTube. And in the news, these dirty bastards are walking up and down the streets, just shitting on the side of the road and abusing the locals. And it's like, you've got 700 locals. Yeah, exactly.
And that 1,000 will be 15,000 in 10 years just by reproduction.
We are being outnumbered. They are playing the long game. They're playing the long game. We've been conquered without even realizing it.
It's you could almost argue it's the Crusader mindset could be wagered once again. So the Anglo spirit, that's an ancestral homeland of mine as well. And I I'm an American, but rooted back hundreds of years. I wish the best for those people deeply. Yeah. So Hebrew makes a good point. We're dealing with the same thing here domestically as well. It's a shame. So Rupert, way to go, and shut down those borders. We got to. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
Well, just to say, I think eventually citizens would have enough and find a way to just start physically taking action. I mean, if they're going to be outnumbered like that and they're being abused already, like Tommy said,
only a matter of time.
Action
we spoke about this just before the show. It's like over the course of the last 200 years, you go back to 1776, something happened in the world at the time, and the UK had its arse handed to them, and ever since then, all of the liberties and the rights of the British public has slowly been eroded, slowly drip fed. They've taken things away to the point where you can't have a voice in the UK without the fear of reprisals. I mean, you've got poor freaking Joe Blogg's granny who makes a tweet standing up for what is just common sense, and then she gets arrested and sent to prison for 8 months. It's like, it's absolute bonkers.
And I've seen people proselytizing Christ in the street getting arrested, and yet the Muslim call to action is within their rights apparently for some reason.
It was insane because I mean, not to dwell on the point, but you have a chap. He's got his Bible. He's showing the Word of God quite close to where there's a Muslim populace, and a Muslim comes up and stabs him. Literally stabs the guy with the Bible. Who do the police arrest? The guy with the Bible.
I'm sure. Yeah.
It's insane. It's freaking arse about backwards. And some dirty fucking arsehole. Bring back wood chippers, guys. Bring back wood chippers. Because
take it from France, so use it where it's needed.
Any of these arseholes that come over to the UK, and especially this recent one, who then go and do very nasty things with young girls. This one chap followed this girl, did something very horrific, and the judge lets him off because it's culturally acceptable over where he was. It's like, go back to your fucking own country.
Exactly.
We can't get rid of him either because they'll persecute him in his home country.
Yes.
What kind of logic is that?
I just want to move on. That's a perfect segue. Actually, speaking of these antichrist demonic pieces of shit is what they are. Epstein and the Epstein file situation. This is a big hit. This is bad news, guys, and we got to get your reaction. It says here, Attorney General Pam Bondi and the DOJ have officially closed the Epstein investigation, confirming that no additional documents or updates will be released. We have a lot of tabs regarding this, but that's the initial kickoff. Unacceptable. I'm speaking for myself and the American audience here. I voted for transparency. I want to see those. I want investigations. I want arrests. I want accountability, punishment for those that committed crimes. And what do you guys?
This almost seems to me as a payoff from passing the BBB.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Little bit seems like a negotiation tactic. What do you think, Jeff, of this development?
I think it's absolute horseshit how it started and how it's going and what happened at the end here now. I mean, even the people that are in the FBI, that are head of the FBI for years, said, we're going to get this guy. It's going to blow up. Things are going to happen. Stuff's going to come out. They said, oh, there's no files. He didn't kill himself. Case closed.
Yeah.
Really?
It's as simple as that. And we're going to pull up the exact quotes here, but I need to hit out these three posts. Retard finder. He's hitting the nail in the head. Officially a retard. Couldn't agree more. Next one. He hit 3 in a row. Officially a Wait a minute. That's not the one. What the heck? Officially
his own page.
Retard for the 5th time.
Officially a retard. Pam Bondi for the 5th time.
Yeah.
So
horrible.
She has gotten the retard badge of shame. Badge of shame, not the badge of honor. And the last one, to round off the trifecta of retards. And no, they are not playing 3D chess. This is sad. Dan Bongino is someone I liked for many years. I watched parts of the show. I saw his clips. He was speaking all tough and rumble and let's rock and roll and we're going to get him, guys.
I remember back in the day he used to go on InfoWars. It's sad what he's become.
And now he's total flip on its head. And Kash Patel, he was talking a big game. Guys, we're going to get him going into the election. You got to confirm me. Let's look at what Cash, out of his own words. This is
Did we get scammed by an Indian? How is that possible?
Well, they are talking about the American Party. We'll be talking about that too, speaking of getting scammed by Indians. But from Cash's own mouth, let's hear what the man has to say. Clip 1, clip 2.
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Yeah, why?
Because of who's on that list.
I guess I should have known when I gazed at his vacant eyes that something was missing. That he didn't have all the pieces. And I don't feel the same way about Dan Bongino. I got problems with Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino is like a boxer dog. Okay, it's not the brightest breed, but it's totally loyal and it's very naive. You look at Dan Bongino, he's like a scared boxer dog, and Kash Patel's sitting there next to him, holding a leash, yanking it every once in a while, and he's just trying not to mess up because he's been psyoped so badly. But I wish that I could jump through this camera right now and politically, metaphorically, spiritually, philosophically, rip Kash Patel's face off, turn it around, and show it to him so he can see what a giant...
Yes. That's Chase Geyser from InfoWars right there. So... took the words out of, I think, many of our mouths. What do you guys think of that little summary from Chase? I feel it, man. Resonates.
Yeah, and you know, the one of the biggest problem is that we all know every single person here on the panel, in the chat, online, who we all speak to on Twitter, on social media, whatever. We all know that there is a list of guilty people. I mean, you look at Maxwell. She wouldn't be in prison if there wasn't a list. Just by its pure nature of her being behind bars, there is a list. The biggest problem is how corrupt the people in power are, because they want to protect that power. Ultimately, they want to protect that power and keep that power. They don't want to release the lists.
It's like using Sauron's ring there, instead of destroying it.
Why is Ghislaine Maxwell? Why is she in prison? That's the
exactly.
Question. Why is she behind bars? Is she? We're not defending her, but we're saying why.
If she trafficked children to no one. What?
I mean, if you go back to one of the tabs you had where it said there will be no more documents released, that is a true statement. Because there are more documents, they are not going to release them. And the list is one of them.
Well, I agree with Erwin's point here. The first part, debate, we can talk about that, the best bet. But the second part, he is correct. No one can get that list released. That's unfortunately true. Unfortunately,
I kind of knew the writing was on the wall when Gates dropped out. That's when
great point, Cornboy. Yeah, great point.
Unless
Gates has been saying after that.
Unless this appears on WikiLeaks or somewhere leaked to the public. But the problem is, when you do it that way, you are also granting the ability to people to deny it's factually correct or accurate. But it's the only way you're going to ever see that list. We all know who's pretty much on the list anyway. We can rattle off plenty of people that are on the list. There'll be some surprises. Definitely Prince Andrew's on that fucking list. Corrupt motherfucker.
Bill Gates definitely on the list.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton definitely on the list.
Erwin makes a good point. Name better options. I can't, because as we said, before, you make a point. I don't know. My faith and trust is not in Matt Gates. We're just saying, arguably, the things he's been saying post. Recently he's talking about Israel, Mossad, all the people that have their hands in this mess. It makes us feel like he would have been a better option, but you're very likely true. It's irregardless.
I kind of knew it was going to be the status quo as soon as they kept, all the people at the FBI. They should have fired at least the first 5, maybe 6, 7 layers of the FBI's.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point in having a statement saying drain the swamp if you don't actually drain the swamp? You just stirred it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And this is our JFK assassination for the modern times. And that's probably what they use to coerce these people. They throw down a picture of JFK's dead body. They keep talking, keep digging.
Speaking of which, we got this post from Quarter Black Garrett, and he mentions that very, very much. And take it for what it is. And he says here, I'm just we're examining. I'm not saying I agree with everything I'm showing, but it says here so far. Oh, and hail ABF. We'll be raiding into you into your show in a bit. So that's good to see you. Quarter Black Garrett. So far, promised JFK file, nothing. Promised Epstein file, nothing. And I'm going to pause there. Arguably, nobody could get that done. Very likely. Can't wait to see the file that tells us Waco was justified in the Oklahoma bombing. Oklahoma City bombing was not sus at all.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, man, it's
And
very unfortunate.
I'm sure they'll confirm that 2020 wasn't stolen also.
Oh yeah, these 20 million people, these 20 million ghosts just mysteriously disappeared and didn't vote either for the previous 10 years or the following freaking election.
Nothing bad ever happens. Everything is transparent and straight laced all the time.
Yeah.
And votes get dumped at 3 a.m. every single election.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
normal procedure. To wrap up that segment, this is why I personally don't put my faith in politicians. I put my faith in God, and he's the only one that doesn't disappoint. It's I love Trump. I'll say it. I like things about him. He's a flawed man like the rest of us. I voted for him every time I was old enough to, and I wish the best. I wish this would change. I wish things would go the way we want, but that's a lot of wishes too. So
I really thought he would have the power to do the things that needed to be done this 4 years, but it's not looking like he has the power.
that was the hope, wasn't it? That was the hope. So
The only long ball game I can think of is come in 3 years when you're starting to look at elections again, that all of this comes back out at that point.
Well,
for the sole purpose of destroying the Democrat Party.
It's going to be a political issue going forward. You're right. Every rotation, it's going to be, well, I'm going to be the one. I'll get the list out. It's me. Look at, and what we all just said, it doesn't exist probably. So this is going to be a political talking point for years to come. And yeah, Hook, you make a point, but also does the list exist? So who knows? Next thing I want to get you guys' opinion on the Superman movie coming out within the week or so. We a lot of controversy surrounding it, but this was the big one of this week. James Gunn is an interesting fellow. He is. This is from the Quartering. He says, "And I'm out." So what is he out of? Headline from Variety: James Gunn says Superman is about an immigrant that came from other places and how we've lost the value of basic human kindness. Yes, it's about politics. Out of his own mouth. Yes, it's about politics. So Superman 2025 is a political movie out of the director's mouth. What do you guys think of that on its face right there? It's about an immigrant that came from other places and we've lost the value of basic human kindness. Tomby, what do you think of that?
I mean, the first thing, he was never an immigrant. An immigrant is a very specific phrase to use for someone who has physically moved from one location to another purposely, not crash landed as a fucking alien from freaking another planet.
Yes.
The next bit is skewing the story for a political agenda. The second you do that, you lose all credibility in what you're trying to say, because now it's not about Superman's story. It's not about his. You look at fan service from looking at comics and things like that. Throughout all of the years, if you abide by the comics and you use the comics well and you use the history well and you refer to it really, really well, you give the fan service, then you'll sell 1 million tickets. You'll make $1 billion. But this is just now a political statement from James Gunn and the powers that be that paid for it to be created to show the chuds that you have to be nice to those immigrants. You've got to be nice to them. We've lost that. You're all a bunch of bigots and racists.
You need to have open borders.
James Gunn can get fucked.
Yes, I agree. You have to have open borders and be replaced in your own nation, or you're a bigot.
Yeah.
So that's
this guy has a pretty skewed view of basic human kindness. Is it a kindness to bring people in to wash your house and pick your fruit and do your lawn? No, that's not what immigrants are for. Immigrants are for raising your country up and integrating into your society.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You can't be kind to everyone. Everyone doesn't take it the same way.
Not cheap slave labor. That's not what people are supposed to immigrate for. And
yeah.
So I think James Gunn has lost the plot. We're going to check the article that this is based on from the actual headline. Let's see. Let's get into it. This is written on Variety. This is written by someone named Jack Dunn. Let's just quickly get into it. As you can see here, screenshot. Still, that suit is very controversial. People saying, That's interesting. I'm still a fan of the Man of Steel suit myself. That's peak. So,
Yeah.
whatever you say about the movie, I'm just saying aesthetically. But regardless, James Gunn is opening up about what Superman is really all about. In his Sunday profile with the Times of London, the DC Studios head went deep on the themes and ideas that drive his highly anticipated, Superman. He explained that the superhero epic encompasses the story of America. Interesting. That on its own, I like that. The story of America. Cool. But what is his interpretation on the story of America? Let's get into it. And at a basic level is about a man searching for a better life away from his original home. Well, he wasn't a man. He was an infant child that was sent here on a rocket ship in a
And he wasn't
fictional
searching.
story.
He was not searching. Fundamentally, he crash landed. He was not searching for a better life. He never knew his life on Krypton.
He was an infant sent by his parents. It's
Fucking
essentially, it's a Moses story. It's a Moses. He was put in the basket, sent down the river.
Sent down the river. Yep.
Exactly. He didn't hop a border. Yeah. So
I mean, it's not like Kal-El or it's not like his Jor-El or anybody knew what people on Earth were really like. They knew they were humans. They knew they're fairly advanced to a degree.
Yes.
Beyond that, they didn't know that they ate apple pie, and America was great.
Absolutely.
Bullshit.
You know, and they were going on hope. You know, what's better or worse? Your child exploding on Krypton, or our hope for a chance on Earth? That's the core of the story here. It's not about this modern day California politics stuff.
And landing in Kansas instead of Moscow or New York City or something like that, you know?
Yes. And that's a part of that American story too. And,
if he would have landed anywhere else in the world, he probably would have been terrible,
corrupted.
I mean, you look at Red Sun. That's a perfect example of
exactly right.
Yeah,
going somewhere different. Can you imagine him landing in India? It's like, oh god.
Oh my goodness.
Different.
That's a whole fan fiction from hell right there. But we got to get this quote from James. It says, "I mean, Superman is the story of America. Yeah, truth, justice, and the American way," which I'd love to see the Superman say, but I doubt it. Gunn explained, "An immigrant that came from other places and populated the country. But for me, it is mostly a story that says basic human kindness is a value and something we have lost." I would, on its face, I don't disagree. Basic human kindness is a value, but I think James's interpretation of that is up for debate. What is kindness, essentially? And Gunn acknowledged that the movie's themes may be interpreted differently across political groups. This is very true. That's why we're discussing it right now, especially considering the current nationwide unrest around immigration. However, Gunn stands by the ideals embedded in Superman and added that he doesn't care if anyone takes offense. Oh, well, duly noted, as I reconsider buying a ticket to your movie, which I was going to go see and probably am not now. So very interesting. What do you guys think of that? He doesn't care if anyone takes offense. It's not a matter of being offended. My feelings hurt, but does this whole thing encompass, does it make you want to go see the movie? Like these statements? What do you guys think? Are you enthused by this?
No, not at all.
No. And this movie needs to be an absolute banger to start off his DC universe. He's not helping. He needs to just shut up and stay behind the scenes, put Corn Sweat out there, do all the talking. And the Lois Lane actress, I can't remember her name, but put them front and center. You sit down, shut up.
Exactly. James Gunn, shut your mouth, essentially. I want to see the actors.
Shut up and direct.
The film.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, the likelihood is that this will probably hit somewhere around the 750 million just by virtue of it being Superman. Now, the problem is it's going to earn a lot of that based off previous films, previous stories, previous comics. And unfortunately, this isn't going to kick off the DC universe as they expect. This is going to be a massive thorn in his side. And Jeff's 100% correct. James Gunn needs to shut the fuck up. Otherwise, he is literally talking people out of going to see it. And what's worse is that you've then got the likes of us where we're openly discussing this and pulling apart the threads that he's trying to weave together very, very easily, very, very quickly. And it's going to further point people not to actively go see it. He's talking people out of watching
Definitely discouraging me.
Me too. And I was so on the trailers and the media. I don't think the promotional campaign's been that impressive of this movie. I'm a Superman fan. I like Superman, and I would not mind possibly seeing it. But he's talking me out of it, man. He's talking me out of it every time he opens his mouth. It sounds like he's not wanting people to see it, depending on who you are politically.
Yeah, I was completely out of this on two things. One, the way that Henry Cavill was treated, and
Yes.
two, just the ill-fitting freaking suit. The early on, it was like, my good God, it's just awful the way it was sitting on him. I mean, Corin Sweat may be a competent enough actor to pull it off, but it's not Superman. He's not Superman to me.
Henry is still the pinnacle of 21st century Superman in my eyes. So, even if the movies are flawed, I just visually and the way he portrays the character, fantastic. And I hope to see him as a 007 one day, hopefully. So.
That would be amazing. But unfortunately, it's going to be a black lesbian instead.
Oh, of course.
Almost guaranteed.
As always, and she'll wear hijab as well, but it'll have gadgets in it. So,
Which
yes, it plays
perfect and the perfect weapon. Hiya.
Of course. It'll be an explosive film. So from James Gunn, it says, yes, it plays differently, but it's about humankind. He keeps saying human kindness. Okay, interesting. I want to know what he defines as human kindness as well. And obviously there will be jerks out there who are just not kind and will take it as offensive just because it is about kindness. But screw them, he said. I don't take offense to kindness at all. I take offense to you taking a timeless story and inserting your California politics about immigration into it. I don't like that. I'm not offended whatsoever. I'm dismayed. I'm disinterested from your film by that, James Gunn, essentially. So
no one's offended by the idea of kindness or helping each other. That's
not at all.
Fucking one of the bare essential points of freaking humans as a social bloody concept. We are all there to try and help each other up. We all kind of dismay and disavow any evil doings in the world. So to say that kind of a statement is just fucking stupid. But now he's using that as his stepping stone to protect the flop that's coming. Oh, it was down to the chuds because they don't like being kind. Wanker.
I think you're absolutely right. If this movie bombs on its own merits and it's just not a good film, he's going to say, "Well, it was those right-wing bigots that did it. They review bombed my movie." So, and he's going to play victim, most likely.
Definitely trying to get in front of bad press and bad reviews.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're just going to read this last part, not going to read the entire article. But he continued on saying, yes, it's about politics. Okay, well, thanks for telling us. But on another level, it's about morality. Do you never kill no matter what, which is what Superman believes. That's true. Superman does not kill, in most mainline stories. Or do you have some balance, as Lois believes? It's really about their relationship and the way different opinions on basic moral beliefs can tear two people apart. That's an interesting take. I will admit that will be interesting to see how they portray the Lois and Clark relationship dynamic, the dispute between moral beliefs and stuff, and that'll be pretty cool. So that is James Gunn's take on Superman 2025. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm predicting no more than 500 million worldwide.
I think you may unfortunately be very right about that.
I'm still airing that they're going to hit close to 750 and they're going to determine it as a success. That's the problem.
Probably true. Probably
they have
true.
to. I mean, Jeff's also correct on this one. They need this to be a success. They need this to be accepted because this is the starting off of the DC, the rest of the DC for James Gunn. Mm-hmm. Everything hinges off this. If this doesn't do well on paper, in the cinema, globally, then you're already into a losing scenario with the DC universe. They need this to do well.
And I think he also
pinnacle. Yes.
I was gonna say, I believe he also misstepped right off the bat when he started doing his Kevin Feige announcing all these different movies and TV shows in the future. That was just, there's literally another company that's been doing that and completely failing one after another. And you do the same thing after you just left that company.
Yeah.
It's called one step at a time. Put one foot in front of the other. Don't get so far ahead of yourself.
Don't even announce
I don't
2
know.
movies.
Exactly. One at a time. So very interesting. I'm trying to pull up this post. That's the end of the Superman portion. I'm trying to pull up this post from the other day. Yeah, Gunn told me this has to make its budget back. Very interesting. Very interesting. Where the heck is this post I'm looking for? Did it get deleted? I don't know. I don't know. Give me one moment. Yeah, The Authority and Themyscira. I'm not familiar with Themyscira. Is that a show from... Huh.
That's Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, yeah. Let me pull up this tweet. Where the heck is it? Give me a second. All right, we got it, guys. We got
there it is.
We got it. Give me a second.
Yeah,
Lesbian
Owen's
Amazon
correct.
Island. Yes.
Yeah. You wouldn't mind Crash Landing there, though, as a dude, mate.
Arguably. But then again, in the comics,
Superman should have crash landed there.
They do kill the men that they procreate with afterwards. So
Yeah, that'd be fun.
that should
Snooze
Probably be worth it.
that to be aware of. So I want to get into this quickly. ABF sent me this week, a day or two ago. And so Sam Witwer, who we all know from Smallville, he played Doomsday. He was in Battlestar Galactica. He did great in that show. He's been in all sorts of Star Wars projects. He played Starkiller. I love the Force Unleashed games. He's a great actor, in my opinion. I think he's very talented and he's very knowledgeable in Star Wars. Very knowledgeable. He's like an encyclopedia if you've ever seen him discuss it. But Sam Witwer, very political individual, as he has a right to be, free speech. So it says here, he was quote posting a tweet here, or post. Where it says, Trump has criticized nearly everyone from John McCain to John Lewis to the Pope to Meryl Streep. I would argue, rightfully so. And he says, but there is one person who Trump never criticizes, Putin. That's a lie. We have many
cases.
A lie. Yes. That is an absolute lie. There's multiple cases where he says Putin needs to back off. He needs to be less aggressive throughout the many, many years. So that's a lie on its face. And Sam is saying, I've always wondered. So Sam has always wondered, why has Trump never done this? Except he has. So Badger responded, good old angry Badger, big fan of, why does it say follow back, even though I'm following him? I don't know.
X has been doing that to me as well.
I am following him. But
caught in 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't want to press it because it will unfollow. But nonetheless, Badger responded as someone who can't even look at Luke Skywalker the same way because of how badly Mark Hamill has gone off the wheels on politics. Please don't follow in his path. Totally agree. I could not agree more. Mark Hamill made it painful to watch the original trilogy after some of his comments. So Sam replied to Badger by saying, I wouldn't watch any interviews with Lucas concerning what Star Wars is about. If I were you, it might shock you. It's about the timeless hero story. It's about the importance of family and the father-son relationship dynamic and how your children redeem you. And it's about, resisting tyranny and the importance of a republic and stuff like that, which is, he's trying to equate to Trump as being some fascist, some imperial figure. I don't think so. Trump is a 1990s Democrat, moderate liberal. He is not a fascist by any means. And Badger responded by saying, yep, it's warning against fascist dictatorship, which we are not currently under. This ain't the way. Never once saw Lucas besmirch or insult or be condescending to the fans. Never. He was always very charitable to the fans. Look at your reaction where I say, basically, be careful. You're going to alienate. It was a warning, yes. He said, be careful. You're going to alienate a bunch of people that like you, and you immediately condescendingly insinuate, I've never seen interviews Lucas gave or that I don't understand the movies. Very well said, Badger. I totally agree. Don't meet your heroes. Yeah, it's because like I said, very long time fan of Sam Witwer. I still don't think this takes away from his acting ability. Just him as a person, as a Hollywood actor. What can you expect from these people in Hollywood? They can't keep their mouths shut and condescend their fans. So big shout out to Badger. Thank you for taking on the important role of speaking about the fandom, just generally whatever it is you're into. Respect the fans, respect the people that support you as a company, as an entertainer, whatever. So don't talk down to the people who support you. So good job, Badger, and keep up the good work with that.
And
So,
Anthony Hopkins said it best, where he said, "All actors are retarded." And I fully support him.
absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
Or
what
I
was it?
agree with Michael Jordan when he said that Republicans buy shoes too.
Very true. Very true. What was it? In ancient Rome, they considered actors to be like the bottom of the caste. You were considered scum of the earth as
You're the
an
fool.
entertainer. You're the fool. You're the court jester. So stay in your lane, shut up, and act. That's that.
Yep.
So that wraps that up. And what, Erwin? What the hell are you talking about? We're not actors. We're not that pretty. Come on.
No, mate.
Currently, hook. Currently, we will see. But last segment, yeah. Before we get into that, look at that. Kurt Russell also said, "We are just the clowns. Man knows his lane." Exactly. Respect to Kurt Russell. He knows his place. He knows his place. And last topic before we wrap up this stream for the evening. Elon Musk. He has his ups and downs. He's an interesting fellow. And I liked that he endorsed President Trump in this last election. Very much appreciate that. That's a good move, guy. But it makes you wonder, did he hop on a bandwagon that he saw was going to be winning anyway and just wanted the clout? We don't know. But here, from the official America Party page on X, which I am not following, it says, MAGA is the past. Highly disagree. Woke is a distraction. Agreed. The middle is the future. Highly disagree. America Party is the party of the middle majority. There is no middle majority, guy. What do you guys think of this? They're starting a new party, mind you, by a South African immigrant. Whereas the Democrat and Republican parties are founded by Americans. What do you guys think of Elon's new American Party?
Like the libertarians, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
They had some good ideas, but they got a little out of hand for me. So,
I mean,
I agree.
I hate to be that guy with. Let's just have a look at the statistics of voting and maths and everything in between. But if you actually look, you'll find that most voters exist on the bell curve. You'll have most people that are either at the top of the bell, slightly left, slightly right, but most people are going to be in that middle section. That's what Elon Musk is referring to, where he's talking about the middle is the future. Because you find if you go too far right, you have issues. Go too far left, you have issues. You've got to have the combination. It's that grey area in the middle where you're taking the best of both sides to pave the way forward. That's what Elon's talking about in the fact that the middle is the future. Is you find common grounds between both sides, and everyone. You won't please everybody, but most people will be happy with that kind of like route forward. Will it work? No.
You try to please everybody, you end up pleasing nobody.
No one.
That's what I thought. That's what I always considered MAGA. MAGA was the essential. It's the MAGA movement is common sense, American first people.
And it's alive and well. And it's alive and well. It's not the past, it's the future.
It's not. It's not. It's not the past. It is the present, and it is the future. Real MAGA, not MAGA. MAGA.
Yeah.
America first, America only. Yeah, not MAGA. But yeah, so that is quite the hot take from Elon and the American Party. Let's look at President Trump's response to that. They caught him right outside the plane, and he had a few words to say about the matter.
Fucking amazing.
Starting a third party. I think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system. And I think starting a third party just adds to confusion. It really seems to have been developed for two parties. Third parties have never worked. So he can have fun with it, but I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah. good point from President Trump. Have fun. That was very demeaning when you think of it. Hey, it's, have fun with it, little buddy. You know, but he doesn't think it's going to work. Do you guys think this is going to get anywhere? You know, we're seeing all sorts of people around the world are supporting it. Elon's doing polls on X, polling internationally about American politics.
Yeah, that's an issue. I mean,
yeah,
it'll go well with the
Yeah.
H1B crowd.
Yes, and we have.
The one thing I will say is obviously in the UK, obviously at the minute you've got the Labour government, you've got the Conservative. We do have more parties in the UK, more established parties, Liberal Democrats as well. But what we're seeing obviously in the UK is Labour have taken over from the Conservatives. Labour are now losing hand over fist over to Nigel Farage's new party, Reform, or whatever they want to fucking call it any one day. The UK's political scene supports more parties. America's doesn't. It really just flip-flops between having one party and an opposition. That's it. It's a two-party system.
Unfortunately, and I'm a member of neither. I'm an independent. I'm not a party person. I take the George Washington approach that it breeds corruption and interests for the less than favorable crowd. So, not a party person. Jeff, I mean, what do you think? Do you think it's going to go anywhere? What do you think of the future of this?
I'm not sure because it could go one of two ways. It could it might work really well in more local or say state seats, which I think that'd be probably better idea for third parties. Excuse me. But anytime you look at like C-SPAN when the Senate and the House votes, it doesn't say Democrats, Republicans, Green Party, Libertarians. It says Democrats, Republicans. Everyone lumped into both parties. So there's already an established disdain for third parties in our government from the start.
Yes, and that's not because any of us are, you know, simping or promoting for the Democrats or Republicans. We're just saying it's the way of the world. It's the system we're in. Love it or hate it. Not a big fan of it myself. I'm not, like I said, I don't like either party that much. And yeah, like you said, smaller local seats like Libertarians, especially I think New Hampshire has the highest percentage of Libertarian state representatives. You know, stuff like that. Whatever, have your fun. Whatever. You're never going to get a president that has an A next to his name. So, two more things on that matter. I just wanted to quickly point out that it was pointed out that this American Party by Elon Musk, who is a South African immigrant, he based it in California, which is a liberal stronghold, and has a bunch of foreigners running it. So this is the Federal Election Commission form. Yeah, we have a lot of interesting people running this thing. We have custodian Vaibhav Taneja. We have treasurer Vaibhav Taneja. We have, I can't pronounce it. So that's interesting to say the least. And just one last thing, this was posted. We have the official promotional video for the American Party. Have you guys seen it? It's quite compelling.
It's already starting good.
Let's see the official promotional video for the American Party. Let's get it.
Are you tired of the Democrat-Republican uniparty? Are you tired of your American voice not being heard? Then join the America Party.
Honestly, he would get my vote just off this.
The Democratic Party were Americans. Did you also know the founders of the Republican Party were Americans?
True.
But guess what? The America Party is founded by a South African. Wait, what? The True America. And the guy who registered the America Party is Indian. Okay, now I'm not sure where we're going with this, but the visual effects of an eagle flying across the screen with the sound of it.
Well, America Party.
Jesus, man.
Vote America Party. Do not redeem the
Fucking
card.
amazing. That is fucking amazing.
I know.
I need to get a copy of that as well. Holy shit.
I'll send it to you.
Wow.
Remind.
That's fucking amazing.
And last thing, I thought it was the last thing. Mark Cuban wants to be involved in the America Party. So I'm out.
Oh, God.
Mark Cuban wants in.
That's a
I'm out.
hard
Oh,
no.
look, ABF replied to it.
Dipshit.
Imagine making a party that Mark Cuban wants to join. Yeah, tell me about it, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is that for the American Party. So, guys, it's crazy. We are approaching the end of the stream, sadly, already. This was fun. I'm glad we just had an hour to hit these topics. But yeah, thank you, chat, for showing up. First time we're multi-streaming on Kick, YouTube, and X. And as we wrap it up here, I got to get a couple links set up. But guys, where can people find you? What are you up to this week? Tomby, how you doing? How's your schedule this week?
Well, seeing as it's already Tuesday for me, in about 18 hours, we're going to be doing Team Play Tuesday, playing some Marvel Rivals with the community. Always a good laugh, so definitely make sure you pop back for that one. Wednesday, Hump Day Chinwag, the big podcast of the week for me, with a very well, in fact, I've got two special guests this week. One of them being that guy.
Absolutely.
Isaac's going to be on. Isaac's going to be on Hump Day Chinwag this week. Make sure you pop in for that. It's episode number 61. Nice. Me and a bunch of guys were talking about the news, talking about TV, films, politics. And if you think the Friday Night Tights intro is long, ours is hitting an hour and 30 minutes just on an intro these days. So definitely start back for that. Thursday, 2 T's in the pod, where I do a podcast with me and the wife, talking about everything from our upcoming move to the US and what's going on in the lives of people in the chat, and just generally having a conversation with the peeps. And then Friday, Rumble exclusive day, gaming, Tomby's Two Penny Thoughts, which is my own little podcast, a little bit of exclusive time with Tomby. But apart from that, thank you very much indeed. I'd love to get every single person on this panel on the Hump Day Chinwag over the next couple of weeks, couple of months. And it's been great to be on the show with you finally, Isaac. So thank you very much indeed for hosting. Thank you for the invite.
You as well, man. Very good to have you. You're welcome on anytime. And I'm very excited for Wednesday. That's going to be a fun show. So thank you for the invite. And Jeff, what you going to be up to? I think we got something in the works too.
Well, yep. So tomorrow, 7:30 on Drink Up, our gaming stream, Leveling Up. Excuse me. That's 7:30 Central. And Thursday, I believe you and I are going to do our second live stream.
Yes, sir.
On my channel. So
right here, guys. So you better be sub to Jeff over on YouTube, because we're going to be talking ancient history and biblical stuff and civilization, all sorts of cool stuff. So gotta work it out. But I'm excited. The first one was wicked fun, so we got the second in the works right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then on my personal channel, just a quick little. My personal channel just uploaded a new video today. It's all based on ancient copper mining in Michigan and stuff around Michigan. So go check that out. Just dropped this morning. Let me know what you think. Be great. And thanks for having me.
Awesome. We'll be watching that tonight after we're done streaming. So looking forward to it. Those are some good videos you got going on. And Cornboy, I got your links. And where can people find you? What you up to?
Yeah, just find me on X at Cornboy, and you could also find me on Geeks and Gamers Mario Kart streams. I play every time they play. And root for the snowman. That's me making them infuriated with all my trolling antics.
Yes, I've been seeing Beardo and Jay specifically have been like, Cornboy! Every time I jump into the stream, they're yelling, Cornboy, you hit me! What the heck? So it's awesome. That's been funny. Got a couple good clips out of that too. So as for me, I have a couple quick things, guys. We tried the simulcast multi-streaming, giving that a shot with this free trial here on StreamYard. Going to try a couple other sites. Working, figuring it out. And so check me out on Kick if you haven't. We're streaming on X as well. Shout out to the X viewers. We may or may not have some. Well, we are. I'm working on some behind the scenes. Thankfully, to the recommendation of Jay, Drunk 3PO, he recommended a site to me to do some merchandising. So hopefully a Golden Age podcast T-shirt of some sort, merchandise, is something to look forward to in the very near future. So stay tuned for that. No date on that whatsoever. Just working on it and figuring out the logistics. I've never set up an online shop before until now. And as for me right now, I'm going to send you all over to 2 streams. I'm going to be on Nick's channel, The Plot Strikes Back, reviewing The Patriot on his show Masculine Mondays right now. So check us out here at the link I just dropped in the chat and give us a watch. And as always, we want to give a big thank you to ABF and the Off the Hip crew. They're always a loyal supporter of the show and channel. So I'm dropping ABF's link in the chat as well. Go give them a raid, harass them a little bit, call them names, and tell them we said hi. So go tell the guys over on Off the Hip we said hi. Come check us out on Masculine Mondays. We're reviewing The Patriot for Independence Day. And I hope you guys have the rest of your week. Thank you for watching episode 17 of the Golden Age podcast. And it's growing more. We hit over 50 concurrent viewers tonight, so thank you guys so much. It's great to see it growing, so it's very encouraging. We're going to hit the outro. Thank you, chat, and we will see you next week. Have a good rest of your week, guys. Peace.
I hope you like the taste of lead, you commie son of a bitch.